I want to make a deal with you. Are you interested?
The Young and the Restless, Y&R, spoilers for Monday, January 26th, reveal that Sally Spectra, Courtney Hope, will spill Jill Abbott's, Jess Walton, medical crisis to Billy Abbott, Jason Thompson, while Mariah Copeland, Cameron Grimes, snatches Dominic Winters, Ethan Ray Clark. After Abby Winters, Melissa Ordway, and Devon Winters, Brighton James, take Dominic home from ice skating, they might send him to wash up for dinner. Devon and Abby won't have any reason to think danger is brewing, so they won't have their guard up. It looks like Mariah will sneak on the property and convince Dominic to go on an adventure with her. Dominic knows Mariah and trusts her like he would an aunt or another family member, so he should happily come along. Of course, Devon and Abby are in for a shock when they realize Dominic has vanished. Although Abby and Devon will search the premises and talk to the staff, there'll be no sign of Dominic anywhere as night begins to fall. Devon will do his best to comfort Abby as she grows increasingly fearful. It won't be long until Abby and Devon are forced to involve the cops, so Detective Burrow, Matt Cohen, will pitch in with this kidnapping case soon. In the meantime, Y&R spoilers say Sally will make an admission that's sure to throw Billy for a loop. Billy will be irritated when he finds out Sally tried to get in touch with Jill about Kane Ashby's, Billy Flynn, Chancellor offer. However, the second part of Sally's confession will be what shocks Billy the most. Sally will explain that she was unable to reach Jill and note that Snapper Foster, last played by David Hasselhoff, took her call instead. Snapper is Billy's uncle and has been in charge of monitoring Jill's health off-screen. Sadly, Jill has taken a turn for the worse, so Sally's updates will leave Billy worried for his mother. Will Jill's medical crisis pave the way for her to truly patch things up with Billy? Regardless, Billy will no doubt want to speak with Snapper himself and pry the latest medical news out of him. The Young and the Restless spoilers say Billy will be on a mission for answers, so stay tuned. The hallowed halls of Genoa City are about to reverberate with seismic shocks as Monday, January 26th, delivers a powerhouse episode of The Young and the Restless packed with earth-shattering revelations, desperate acts of maternal love, and corporate machinations that could topple empires. At the heart of the storm are two women pushed to their absolute limits. Sally Spectra, who finds herself custodian of a dangerous secret, and Mariah Copeland, whose fractured heart leads to an unthinkable decision. Strap in for a day where loyalties are betrayed, families are torn asunder, and the very future of Chancellor Winters hangs in the balance. Sally's terrible burden, a secret too heavy to hold. The episode picks up in the agonizing wake of Jill Abbott's sudden and terrifying collapse at the Chancellor Winters Gala. While the formidable matriarch is rushed to GCAC's infirmary under the care of a frantic Lily Winters and Daniel Romalotti, it is Sally Spectra who finds herself in an impossible position. She was the sole witness to Jill's private, pre-collapse confession about her debilitating symptoms. The dizziness, the weakness, the fear she confided while clutching Sally's arm. Now, holed up in her suite, Sally paces like a caged animal. The weight of Jill's secret feels crushing. She respects Jill's fierce desire for privacy and understands the monumental implications of this news leaking out for Chancellor Winters' stability. But as minutes tick by, with no word on Jill's condition, Sally's anxiety reaches a fever pitch. She knows Billy Abbott is frantically searching the hotel for his mother. The conflict between a promise to a powerful woman and the raw, human need to inform a son of his mother's peril is a war waged across Sally's expressive face. Ultimately, humanity wins. When a distraught Billy finally tracks her down, demanding to know if she saw anything, Sally's resolve shatters. "Billy, sit down," she'll say, her voice trembling with emotion. What follows is a devastating, tearful spill of everything Jill told her. She reveals the symptoms Jill had been hiding, the dizzy spells she dismissed, and her confession that something was very wrong. Sally will implore Billy to understand that Jill was terrified, not for herself, but for the company and the family. This revelation will land like a physical blow on Billy Abbott. His initial shock will quickly curdle into a volatile mix of terror, guilt, and burning anger. Anger at his mother for hiding this, and a simmering resentment toward Lily and Devon for being seemingly more in the loop than he was. Sally's well-intentioned breach of confidence will not only send Billy on a frantic, emotional rampage but will also, unbeknownst to her, light the fuse on a power struggle at Chancellor Winters that Jill desperately wanted to avoid. At the hospital, a family on the brink. At Genoa City Memorial, a tense vigil is underway. Lily and Devon are a united front of quiet dread, while a stricken Nate Hastings provides what medical updates he can. The diagnosis is not yet clear, but it's serious, potentially a neurological event like a TIA or something even more grave. The atmosphere is thick with unspoken history and fresh anxiety. When Billy explodes into the waiting room, all eyes turn to him. He is not the concerned son they expect. He is a whirlwind of accusation. "Why didn't anyone tell me she was sick?" he will demand, his gaze laser-focused on Lily and Devon. He'll throw Sally's information in their faces, revealing he knows they were aware of at least some of Jill's struggles. This is where corporate and familial tensions fatally intertwine. Billy will interpret their discretion as a strategic move, a way to keep him, the unstable Abbott, out of the loop while they solidified their control. Lily's attempts to explain that they were honoring Jill's wishes will fall on deaf ears. Devon's calm demeanor will only inflame Billy further. This crisis becomes the battleground for their long-simmering feud. Billy will declare that with Jill incapacitated, he will be involved in every decision, medical and corporate. He may even question Nate's role, seeing him as Devon's pawn. This hospital showdown sets the stage for a brutal proxy war over Jill's legacy while she fights for her life. Mariah's breaking point: "She's my daughter." While corporate titans clash, a more intimate and visceral tragedy is unfolding across town. Mariah Copeland has spent days, weeks, months, slowly dying inside. Watching Aria, the baby she carried and birthed, being raised by Tessa Porter and Sharon Rosales as Dominic, has been a perpetual heartbreak she's tried nobly to endure. She's supported her wife, she's loved the child, but the recent formalization of the adoption and the constant, gentle reminders of her aunt role have fractured her soul beyond repair. Monday's episode finds Mariah at her absolute nadir. A seemingly small moment, perhaps Sharon correcting Dom when he calls her Mama Mariah, or Tessa making a unilateral decision about the baby's future, will be the final, unbearable straw. The quiet, agonizing grief that has defined her for so long finally transmutes into something else, a fierce, primal, and blinding determination. With meticulous, almost frightening calm, Mariah will set her plan in motion. She will wait for the perfect moment when Sharon is distracted at Crimson Lights and Tessa is at a music session.